안에서 전투를 시작합니다.
All right. It is time for the bans.
I gotta say the best part of that video was about losing the bottom lane skirmish can lead to bad circumstances. That much is definitely true.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Uther first banned here, and Redemption will take Thrall out. We've seen Thrall kind of move up in priority in Korea the past few matches, and Kael'thas will be first picked.
Kind of interesting for them to go ahead and ban Thrall. You know, there's no Tyrande ban there, and Thrall's how you counter Kael'thas. So the fact that they pick up Kael'thas right off the bat doesn't surprise me really all that much.
Very powerful for the map. Now, Hero, as you were mentioning earlier from watching their qualifier game, seems to be a team that would really like this map due to their roaming tendencies, and I think timings for Merc camps on this map are really figured out. We're going to see Zagara now picked up, and then we will see Greymane, actually.
Wow.
Greymane is really moving up right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. We were seeing him picked as a second ranged assassin a lot yesterday. So to see him grabbed right now, I think a lot of these Korean teams are actually valuing him second to Kael'thas at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely grown quite a bit, the popularity. Greymane definitely building towards more poke-oriented compositions, and working with Zagara will actually give them quite a bit of split push potential as well in the mid-game to get that EXP lead, especially that third temple, like the one where you're around level 7, level 8. That one is so important to have the lanes pushed when you hit that.
Certainly. It's certainly the case. Now, Tyrande, this is the longest I've seen her go ever anywhere, so this is really interesting to me. Will we see her picked up here by Team Hero?
ETC comes up first, probably just because they know they're going to grab him and they want to buy some more time, and there's the Tyrande pick.
Literally the latest I've seen in a very long time. Normally she is banned right off the bat, but making it deep down, that is a very strong third pick there for Team Hero.
Now let's see what Redemption wants to remove here, because Hero does have both a healer and a damage dealer, as well as ETC, which is great for, you know, he's a tank, he's a warrior, but you know he's got so much CC. They're going to take Diablo out of the picture just to give that extra safety with the Tyrande duo.
I like that ban actually quite a bit, especially if you look, they've got two very soft heroes right now, and if Diablo gets in there and mixes it up, it's going to be hard for them to do anything. Like, he just, the amount of disruption that he puts a backline through is crazy.
The Kharazim ban here is pretty smart. This is going to eliminate one of the possible support choices here, as Uther's already gone and Redemption has kept their healer for later. It's somewhat of a risky ban because they can't determine from this comp that Kharazim is who they wanted, but they've got a good idea. And it limits their choices as well.
It also does leave open Muradin as a pick, and he's oftentimes considered the top tank. Of course, he did get a pretty strong nerf to Avatar recently, but they do pick up double tank here. Stitches seeing a lot of play yesterday as well.
I think there's a high chance with this composition we will see Rhaegar as Redemption's final pick. Let's see what Hero wants to lock up their lineup with. I think they're probably going to go for an attack damage dealer here. The question is which. Vala has, you know, gained popularity a lot recently. We have seen Sylvanas kind of drop off a little bit in Korea, so I don't think we'll be seeing her.
Yeah. You think we'll have a second tank for Team Hero, or?
Yeah, I think I'd say probably.
What about like a Bruiser, maybe like a Sonya here?
Oh, there you go. Artosis and Tassadar. So we're going to have double support here for Team Hero, the first time in Korea, like, ever. They don't do that.
Yeah, and the thing is, we used to consider Tassadar and Tyrande like half supports, but, you know, since their buffs a while back to their supporting qualities, they both can kind of single support a team, but interesting to see that lineup there.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I'm guessing Rhaegar is the obvious pick here for Redemption, but they could go Malfurion potentially.
They could go Morales as well, I would say. I mean, if you have like amplified healing on Stitches with a Morales healing him, he literally just won't die ever, no matter what you do. You could have 5 Hunter's Marks, and he is going to be fine.
That's true. And also, one of the strengths of Morales on this map is just her ability to heal over walls and protect, you know, players that are on the shrine, just why she's so strong on Infernal Shrines, and she's like top healer on Hero League in Korea for that. They're thinking about this one quite a lot.
Yeah. It's but yeah, I think it is going to be Rhaegar or Morales here, if I had to if I had to take a stab at that one.
Yeah, I don't think Malfurion really suits this too well.
If this was Hero League in Korea, I think this last pick would be a Nova, and then the Stitches would just run into the towers until the game's over.
I'm like, that was my experience this morning, Artos. It's like,
yeah. I've had that exact game a few times.
oh, man. It's going to be Malfurion.
Oh, wow,
I really
okay.
didn't expect this. I think this is just simply going to be for zoning.
Yeah.
At that second shrine, when you get level 7, level 8, you fight at the bot shrine. I think that's where Malfurion is the strongest in the entire game because he can do so much zoning in that initial battle. And if you hit 10 first, you win that fight, and you get Tranquility out, you can just keep pushing.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Not a lot of burst skill, but when you look at their opponent's lineup here, you know, they're only like dedicated damage, I guess, is Kael'thas.
That's true. All right, guys. Well, we are going to jump into game number 1 right here, right now. Let's do it. Welcome to Sky Temple. Team Hero will spawn on blue side with Kael'thas, Tassadar, Tyrande, ETC, and Sonya. Be Darvish on Sonya too. Interesting.
Yep. Darvish, definitely a very good Sonya player. An interesting fact about him, he takes Mercenary Lord pretty often on level 4, so that's a little bit different than we normally see. Now over here on Team Redemption, of course, Greymane, Zagara, Malfurion, Stitches, and Muradin. I wish that Muradin was instead a Rexar, but it is not. Anka, you have failed me.
Yeah, at least not on this map. We'll see if he does it on Cursed Hollow. He does the Korean solo queue, like solo the boss build.
Definitely could.
Well, we're going to see that Hero takes control of the Watchtower, which is going to give them a lot of freedom in the top lane. And it's also really important versus a Stitches-oriented comp to have that vision.
Say, I do like the Sonya pickup quite a bit against this double tank type of situation. The fact that they have Tassadar there to give him shields as well on Sonya. Kind of a cool draft. Who do you think actually took it in the draft, as far as the draft goes?
I actually like, I want to say I like Redemption's draft more.
Okay.
Just because I think their lineup is a lot more well-rounded.
Okay.
And I think that the draft for Hero in the late game is going to be based upon mosh pits, like, and you know, some Sonya plays, like very hit or miss, very all-in-ish type dive comping.
Yeah. Okay. We do see both sides actually going for towers. This is just completely common in Korea right now. Like, everyone just rushes towers, and then it basically looks like this. Sometimes you even see Korean teams take each other's forts on level 1. Like, this actually happens a lot in Korea right now. But going back to the draft, just to mention my thoughts about it for a minute, I actually like Team Hero's draft a bit more here. They have Tyrande and they have Kael'thas, which is kind of ridiculous. And as far as the mosh pit goes, they only have Stitch's hook and Muradin's hammer as stuns on this other team. I guess you can use the Maw for Zagara, but like, that mosh pit has a very good chance of working out for them quite often.
Sure, a lot of potential for that. Just want to point out at this current stage of the game, a whole single level lead here goes to Hero at this moment in time. The Kael'thas pickup earlier, that kill, was really important. Grabbing Muradin early meant they could push the lanes further, and oh, look at this, Saint Tail going to get blown up.
Oh, very, very painful indeed. And oh, Coconut Milk taking a lot of damage there. Not going to be able to do too much except maybe soak behind this wall for the time being. This is a very scary comp. Look, they have quite a few stuns in there, really.
And they also got pushed off of the shrine, so that means both extra rounds will be given.
Oh, man.
And that's going to push them up to a 2-level lead potentially here. This is pretty brutal. We do see that what I'm really impressed with so far is just the Kael'thas jump-ins. Like, he's very confident to go and make sure he secures those kills. He's done it several times. And that gives me a lot of fear for Redemption going against a kill that's that confident.
Yeah, it makes it pretty tough, and they don't have anyone that really mixes up. I guess Muradin and Greymane can both kind of mix it up with him, but Greymane can be blown up pretty quickly. He's kind of a soft hero.
I think this next shrine is going to be very difficult, the bot shrine. It's such a tough shrine to take when you're down a talent tier, and they will be with level 7 hitting right now. And if they can actually get 7 beforehand, I think that's what they really want to hope for now.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can give up the second shrine, guys. Like if it's something like Wolf is talking about here, where you're like just a complete talent tier down, just stay in lanes. You can actually soak a lot and have it pretty close in experience still.
You know, they noticed that Sonya was missing, and that also they scouted that the left siege camp was being taken, so they decided to push down these cannon towers in the top lane. I think that's a really smart choice because, look at this, they're just trying to get 7 so desperately here, just in time for that shrine, but they're losing a lot for this. The siege camp is now pushing all the way down to the healing fountain. They're definitely going to lose that one.
Yeah, kind of a big deal here. They are going to actually push into this fort and deal a lot of damage, and in fact, this fort, if they do get that bottom shrine, will easily be taken out as well.
And not only that, if this lane is pushed like this, they're going to have vision of the entire lane when the shrine comes up.
Yeah, there's not even like a fountain to tap here anymore. Look at that, Malfurion goes down. This so far is extremely one-sided, this game.
Yeah, not even close. Confidence here actually walks in. Is going to be pushed away. Great creep clear with this comp too. They're doing a good job of it. Look at that, Zagara gets picked off, and this just looks like these guys belong in 2 different leagues right now.
Yeah, it's, well, you know, this is one of the things, we don't really know anything about Team Redemption, whereas, you know, Danwha Joker, I mean, this is a slightly different team, but was absolutely one of the top teams in Korea. You know, they recently took out even Mighty and Rave, who are both winners so far in this league. And, I mean, this is still 2 of the base players from that team here.
Danwha got 2nd place in the HCOT as well, which is basically the best tournament we had in Korea since Super League. It was one of the tournaments that happened in the downtime. But look at this. Not only are they just going to let Sonya sit on the shrine, she might even do her dance animation down there, but they're going to push this whole lane up. And there's a counter push, but it's never going to be as powerful.
Yeah, no, I mean, they could get the fort, but to get these towers right here in the bottom lane with this many giants actually pushing is huge. This is a huge amount of damage going down. They already have level 11 versus level 8. Like, they're going to actually get a keep at 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's insane. And keep in mind that with their heroics online, there's not much that Redemption can do. So I think they're trying to cut their losses here. They're going to grab some mercs, but there's no way they're going to kill the core at this point in time. But still, I mean,
core is fine, but to get a keep this early, look at that. That is a huge push. They can actually like rotate back and take the boss now if they want. Like, they have everything in the world they can do, and in fact, they can continue to push here. There is a small chance, I guess, that they could core, which would make it like the quickest game ever.
I mean, look at that. We already got a kill on Zagara. Unko is going to have to go back. There's no way. I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
3 giants. I mean, that is a lot of giants to have right here. We do have Redemption coming up right now, but they are fighting against a team that has heroics, and look at that. Dance right away.
Dance right away. Wujay goes into Archon mode. Coconut Milk gets pushed back. Already 2 members dead. Zagara is just about to spawn. I don't think they can actually core here, but they got pretty damn close, Artosis. I mean, that might have been the closest game, or the shortest game on record.
It definitely would have been. Unfortunately for them, one of those giants was actually attacking somewhere else. So.
Yeah, hitting the keep instead for some reason.
Looks like a little bit of weird pathing there. But yeah, I mean, they've already got the core down to 58%, and we are not even 7 minutes into this game. This may be a very one-sided and fast match tonight, Wolf.
It could be. Let's wait and see what happens, but I mean, from my perspective looking at this, I actually kind of like the comp more for Redemption overall, and I feel like some of the weaknesses we saw in this game is they didn't use their early advantages that they have with some other heroes. Oh, we're going to see a big fight here, perhaps? Nope, they just let it go.
No, he just dances and jukes and jives the hook and then still caps that and then gets away. It's like just absolutely no fear.
We didn't see Zagara aggressively pushing that much. We didn't see Stitches trying to gank. And if you have these 2 heroes in the early game, I think that's 2 ways you can get a level lead early on that we just did not see here.
Dude, so far this game is like taking baby from a candy. I mean, not even candy from a baby. The baby would cry. Like, this is like, the candy is an inanimate object. It has nothing to say when you take the baby, and like that's what's going on in this game.
Oh man, it's like I don't even know how to follow that one up, Artos. We're gonna see double shrines here.
Yeah, I guess they should get a 2nd keep by now.
Yeah, the cannon towers are nearly down already. They do owl to check And Unko's going to get up here in the front, but look at this multi-stuns going down onto him. He's blown up immediately. Saint Tail's going to be the next to go.
Don't forget, this is a 4 versus 5, so it's like kind of crazy. We do have Stitches using that Futured Bile to get out of there. But I mean, this is... I mean, it's just so one-sided. It's kind of funny because like both you and I are like casting this very unexcitedly because it's just not exciting. It's just like, whoa, like this is such ownage.
If you've been following this season so far, you've probably heard both of us mention, especially Artosis, who's looked a little bit closer than I have. We watched all the qualifier replays, the majority of them. Like, this is what most of them looked like.
Yeah, this is, yeah, very much so. And again, we didn't, Redemption, we actually didn't even have their replays, so who did they beat to get in?
I mean, this team is not horrible, right? But the
No.
comparison here is like, it can't be compared.
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to look at Team Hero as a team that has the possibilities to win the season as well.
Yep.
Like, just with how good Danawa Joker was, like, Darvish and Magi are, like, serious players. I didn't get to see Wu-Jay play over on Stellar Lotus, but, I mean, probably quite a strong player as well.
Yeah, and I also, I watched the finals between them and MVP Black, and even though it was, most would argue, a one-sided finals, the games from Danawa there were quite good. I mean, they did do some good drafting, and the games were close overall.
Yeah.
And this is going to be game here. Game number 1 is going to go to Hero. Very one-sided.
True bop. A true bop there.
Yeah, the truest.